Hello, beautiful fellow human beings. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, all that. Hope everyone's having a golden evening. I'm wondering if I could put one moment. Hands free. I might change actually. I just have nowhere to clip this thing. But finally giving some poppers a go with deer hair. And got this thus far. Now, I'm never sure when to end on the hook. I could probably add more material. And how far to shave it down. And I still want to add eyes, maybe further back. And burn a little recess, which I'm really stoked to try that. I haven't added eyes to any deer hair bodies yet. So there's that, and a few other things, but I'm gonna grab a hook for now. What is this? We'll go with it. Kind of a tie-to-tie knit. Kind of started organizing like drawing stuff. Finally making little like stations, if you will. Drawing station. Yeah, I better I'm just gonna change because this dress is just, the mic doesn't, it's a little too heavy for it. Hope y'all are having an ideal evening. My mom and I kind of just hung around today. One second. Well, yeah, Merry Christmas. This thing is like architecture. Not really sure what to tie. I did want to maybe just tie a deceiver because I need to get better at adding flash. Get ballsier. Still need to get ballsier with flash. Alright. Oh, that's why I wasn't moving. Alright. Hello. So I just have to get a scissors. Which are here somewhere. I mean, there's like 40 pairs on my desk, but then I have to walk in, look at that mess. Ooh. Okay. This dress is ideal. It's a Christmas gift. Wow. I guess nothing new, but I probably should have brushed my hair before. It's always rather windy out. I live close enough to the ocean that it's pretty dang close. Just separated by intercoastal. did want to grab a sweater, but I have no idea where like 90% of stuff is. Glad y'all can't see the mess I made out there, but I love that. Eventually, when it's all sorted, it'll be completely done. Hello. Cold Eve. I had to change real quick. Let's see. Happy Christmas. This is the country of Florida. Southeast Florida. Loosey goosey. Not really sure what I'm tying or anything like that, but vaguely. I really just want something super flashy. Now, I was looking at these. Where art thou? I put things away. Instantly forget where. So I see a few different methods where on a feather tail or a hackle tail fly, you'll have like this, where nice and splayed out. So I've seen like Dave Hise with a mono loop and various things like that. And on these guys, which I got on an eBay lot, use calf tail in the center to help keep them splayed out, I'm guessing. And so I was gonna go for basically one of these, but bucktail had like deceiver style. Excuse me, I haven't talked much today, I guess. My voice has to catch up. But yeah, I got these on eBay with loads of materials. It was an estate sale, and a lot of them are pretty dang ideal for the salt. Could be a pork fish. My nose is frozen solid. My mom keeps it. Excuse me. My mom keeps it rather chilly in here. Which, if those of you don't know, recently moved back in with my mom. My dad did pass away, end up doing that, and so last few months been getting this place back in good order. Got some plants in the ground, like the mulberry seed sprouted. Planted a few moringa. Mulberry soon enough. I'll get some cuttings. Trying to find that loop or something. But let me zoom in here so I can find stuff on my desk without looking like a Ewos! Merry Christmas! Lord of Rage Bait, right on. Shelver remains. I have always can. I've been messing with the crawl and turning and hackle feathers like that too. The splayed out feathers. Do you put anything in between them to keep maybe some dubbing? Hey Wally, Merry Christmas. I do like grits. Oh, girls. Do I like girls? I mean, I certainly have nothing wrong with them, I suppose, but let's see. Where good enough? Oop. And as per usual, the 105 denier Flysmith 105D GSP gel spun polyethylene. Color fast. The material is this color, so it will never fade. It is not dyed. Wax. Made a pretty hilarious attempt at a CUDA tube, but not hating on it so much because I have this book, just tackle making. You can get a copy of it for like $4 on eBay. I think mine was like $3.58. And really good. Excuse me, but all kinds of different types of hosing for tube flies, or I know them as CUDA tubes. Oh, hiccups. Hello. You're cold. 11 degrees. But you know, if it was reaching those temperatures, I would like to think I would have some form of heating element. Maybe more wool than I currently have. Is Barbarian? No, Barbarian isn't my last name. It's a fair warning, you know. I'm just kidding, but I believe Barbarian just means like outsider or something, and it refers to just someone who doesn't speak the same language. I could be totally wrong there, because I've heard like a bunch of definitions. Barbar. Cat, and so I'm in Southeast Florida, and a lot of access to salt water, so been timed pretty big, and also like large enough too to throw with the bait caster, because you do have inlet to like, or inlet, well, yeah, you have access to pretty busy water via the inlets, and I think it's a pretty ideal place whenever I figure it out. But I currently don't have a saltwater rig just yet. I keep meaning to get on that, but then I haven't finished the necklace. I suppose it's out there, but started stranding pearls too, but with fishing on it. I keep fishing braid, so sometimes somebody will get a bird's nest, and that whole nest will be just on the ground. But I tell you what, that is some prime crafting material. And of course I can't ever find what I'm currently talking about, but I just had the thing. Anyway, card with some on it. But, oh, it looks so nice. Not exactly sure what I would have done with it, but anyways, I'm not sure what color to make this either. So I need hackle feathers, which finally have their own drawer. I know you sound like a sleeping dog trying out. Right on, man. Thank you. I was gonna do the hackle feathers going outward for more movement, but schlapping looks real nice. Anyways, it's like buttery. It's probably can describe it as. So, I had me a lazy day, but I hope y'all had. I'm not Scottish. I have not been ice fishing. Kind of like on a reservoir, and it was icy. However, I was a little buzzed at the time, so my recollection on like what it was, or it's a very, very long time ago. Ooh, some of this stuff has an intense smell of shite. Alright, here they go. If anybody would like to choose a color, I'm like, I like this crazy pink. It's so nice. I don't know what this is called in tying materials, but it's really vibrant, like a fluorescent. It's hard not to chartreuse it, because it goes well in the warm fresh water too. However, the freshwater here is being decimated by the devilfish and armored catfish. Every now and then, I mean, might be the time, maybe some coincidence, but no. These things are everywhere, and their presence is eerie. Like, they'll just be on a rock, and the slithering, like, because the rocks will be, you can see them in the freshwater, so it's right at the surface, or else you wouldn't be able to see them. Freshwater here is like a visibility of 1 inch. But yeah, buddy, not good. And they don't take bait. They're those feeder fish, the tank cleaner fish. Shoot, Stuart just let's see, what are those fish called again? Carlos, what do you fish for? I am more than happy to ship any. I still have to get runs out, so I really apologize for that. I have no excuse. I was gonna grab a neck, so like, they're nice, and maybe I will. By not preparing, I end up making a big old mess, but do you have a pet mole rat? I do not load a bird bait. I knew you knew I was Scottish. I mean, that is something I try to keep on the down low, but I think I'm. Ow! paint. Sometimes more effective than coffee. So that did kind of make me forget what it was. Oh yeah, mix. Yeah, because like, man, I throw it in the water to at least like, even if I can't really like test stuff proper, at least try to get a land what it looks like while it's being pulled and dragged through water. But it just disappears. Like in the murk, because we got some murk, like heavy murk. True murk. Yeah, these are nice and sure of themselves. Alright. But this is like a half a one or something. These ones are like... Alright. Just feels hard to... Oh, that's like nice and straight though. Might not have to overthink it too much. Yeah, that's much better. Get two more. Try it from this side, but it's a pretty wonky. But that's quite alright. I do regret not getting more of like intact pelts. It reminds me almost of a filing system. You can get exactly what you need out of it. A few missing their tips. Okay, sorry. I need some tail. Hey Hunter, Merry Christmas. Jackie claps, evening there, Merry Christmas. Sorry, right on. Yeah, we're good. Nice night to put something new in the box. Have slowly been. I don't know, kind of really fixated on the thought of those devilfish. That's what I was getting at. They don't take bait, at least from what I could tell online. And pleco fish, that's what they are. And they get gargantuan everywhere. You can't spear fish, fresh fish here legally. However, these, I'm sure there's some form of, you know, ooh, come back. Because holy trucks, so I got a few ideas. I was thinking of weighting some of these bad boys and just throwing it like a few inches above the fish and then pulling. There's that. And this is like very EDC friendly, so I'm hoping this works. And it also a ice fishing trident, which I'm not sure if they're called tridents. Those. Pitchfork, I feel like the rocks are gonna get in the way. But also for lionfish or angelfish. No, not angelfish. Lionfish. I don't know. It's infuriating though. Like they're really cleaning it up like it's a moldy tank or a, you know, rough on the eyes. They're everywhere too. See, there's also the bullseye snake's head, however, that has edibility and it takes bait. You can fish for them. These are just really, I'm sure enjoying themselves, however, nothing else is. I wonder if that is gonna be too short. You know, I'm still gonna put dubbing. The White River or White Water Rapids, I forget. The Bass Pro, I believe, put out these DVDs. I'm not sure, but Lefty Cray doing saltwater lures. When he does Deceiver, uses thread for a little bump. But I forgot who said, why don't you just use dubbing? Really digging this stuff. Sherbert. It's a super, super bright, nice fuchsia with orange and like maybe red and some pearl. Now, if you're not new here, you know I'm not the best with dubbing. I mash and hope for best. Pretty much like how I would play a video game. And probably how I would drive a car. Just kidding. No. Maybe a little. I need that more down. Ow. Oh. Okie dokie. Got that calf tail here still. I wonder if that's sticking out enough. Cause well, I guess I could just. Well, I guess we start a little small. I haven't tried this configuration yet. I lost my little notebook that had, if like I'm watching videos or something and don't either have time to sit down and tie, I'll doodle them real quick. Lost the dang notebook. Which losing a notebook is like losing a friend. For real though, shit sucks. But I'm gonna put glue. Which I spilt half of it on the desk the other day. Can I make a 6 shrimp fillet? Yeah, Steve, if you have any specific patterns for shrimp, I'm always looking for shrimp patterns. My shrimp kind of shite still. I'll show you, because this has to dry. So this one is, I don't know if this is a shrimp, but this I just tied the other day. It was in guide flies, so I figured I'd show it. I see stuff disappearing down there. I want to see it too. And then I did this for Boynton Inlet. I don't know why I put the weight up here. If I put the... Sometimes I'm tying a little too tired. But that was that. I used mica just before, like, gluing the thing down and then just dabbing it like eyeshadow, which is really nice not to do more often. I don't know why I don't do that. I did Sharpie on this one, but it's foam. I still haven't tried this yet. Keep meaning to keep in my bag, but this was a sequin. Super sturdy, but I put weight underneath the belly, extra weight, and then this, and then the foam on top. So hopefully it sinks hair slower, because it'll still sink pretty fast, but hopefully it'll like stay upright. Thankfully the inlets allow for you to be able to see a lot pretty dang close at different tide changes and tide times. And when the shrimp, they're struggling trying to stay in that inlet, because with the tide change they get sucked into whatever direction it's going. And so I'm hoping that's what this kind of will replicate. I do regret not putting some rubbery legs on it. And there's another, I do want to put something here so it looks like the tail moving. I tried to put this for like some fluttery action, but I really don't know what I'm doing too. So there's that component. But like this is for when it's murky and not clear is my idea for it anyway. But I'm not sure how far to shave it. I keep meaning to send pictures. Like that. I can't bring myself to cut anymore. First, hey Hunter, I appreciate it. It'll have eyes. I'm real stoked on this because the snook here tend to like seem to favor poppers. Snook are like my areas, I guess, a local goldfish, if you will. I don't know what it's not a saying or anything, but they'll strike from the top or bottom, and so you could fish from so many different ways. And not only that, they're delicious. There's a pretty decent like season for them. We're not in season now, but I think it's April or something. It picks back up and or opens back up. They're in the intercoastals, the ocean. There's a bunch of different spots and kind of habitats you could fish for them, and beautiful fish on top of all that. So I really want to do some poppers, and then you're not going to get stuck on anything also, which is nice. Rust. So when you're fishing shrimp patterns, are you fishing them in freshwater or saltwater or both? Let's see. Pheasant tail feathers, yes. I pulled some out for the scrimps too, because in my mind, like, shrimp and small bait fish are probably what I'll be time for the rest of my life. I think this is called a raptor feather. It came in a lot. I always wanted to order a few, but I've been like dreaming about this for shrimp. I don't know why I haven't used it yet. I live in Palm Beach County, Florida, which is southeast and on the Atlantic coast. Well, I guess obviously east, but we have little reef areas like under Blue Heron Bridge where everything is so dang colorful. I really, really need to get back over there. Even with the tiny little dink rig I have currently will be a blast at Blue Heron. Because if, I don't know, if I could get comfortable there, it's like a tier's dream. Like, I mean, it's certainly becoming a dream again. There's this one book called The Blue Heron's Dive Companion. You could only get it at local dive shops. Every now and then, like, the shops also online will update their listings, or it's usually just out of stock online. But I really want to tie through that and fish it there, because but like pretty much any underwater footage that I've posted is under Blue Heron, and people come all around the world to dive under this bridge. And if you're from Florida, Riviera, you know, it's got its aura. I personally love Riviera, and I was actually trying to move to Riviera before I moved back in with my mom. It's just, it's like what I'm grasping onto, I think. And all the change in Florida is just like I wish there was like more fishing stuff, but that's in the future, I'm sure. They built tons and tons of like rock piles for oysters and stuff. Yeah, it has been a while since I streamed. I just said a whole lot of nothing and just I apologize. I have a hard time like even organizing my own thoughts before speaking in real life, let alone alone in a room. Technically not alone. And your evening. Port Arkansas. Oh, right on. Yeah, chartreuse clousers. Clousers have caught the most species that's what and I've always heard on clousers, which I'm never too sure if I time right, to be honest. And without testing them, I still haven't really gotten out there. I think I overthink it. In my mind, I have to camp out for days. Because if you fish for 1 hour, it's not like, time moves different. And to anybody who's ever fished, like, you know, you can, like, especially if, you know, partners might not be too understanding, but this is like a honest to God truth, and you can quote me to them on this. Time moves differently when you have a fishing rod in your hand. Something about being directly connected to water messes with your magnetic field, making time go by really slow or fast or whatever. I don't know. Time melts. Right? I'm not going to fish for an hour because that would be like, if you go fishing for an hour, like you just like end up, I don't know, sad or something. Because time really melts. Like, I've done a lot of different crafts like beadwork and crochet and stuff like that. Nothing melts time like fishing does. But when like wanting to test stuff and everything, it feels like as soon as, I don't know, as soon as like things start to get good or active is when you know, is when you have to go. So I try not to go unless like I know there's a full day. And it's not like there's not a ton of other stuff to do during tide changes. You could have yourself a little swim, find yourself some shells. Always one more cast indeed. Just felt a bite. Or like you end up seeing like actually seeing fish, because the freshwater it's been dead. It used to feel, I don't know, like a video game. A just all the streams of species and how they were grouped together. It was just like idyllic. I haven't seen that in a few months. I'm not exactly sure when the devilfish got here. However, they've made an instant impact. And in my opinion, I mean, I maybe wasn't paying that close attention before, but it's eerie. Tony Mudbone. Right on. Well, I don't know if you want. I drink a lot of coffee, so please don't like my stomach's actively making noises, so alright. I think that'll be. I don't want it too long either. So I think maybe okay. Figuring like so where it kind of claps to the other one, and I'll probably go a little heavy on the feathers because that'll absorb more water, which will help casting, because I am using a bait caster, but I can throw a tiny little Estaz worm on it with minimal tears, so as a beginner, yes. Alright. Yeah, I need to. Ow, 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 ow! Jesus, I forgot I was sitting on my foot with shoes on. Really just kind of. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about like what I was just watching, but oh my gosh. I like freaking stay safe out there, y'all. Alright, let me zoom out a little bit. Surf candy. I need to improve. I've only made or tied this though real quick. Isn't with mono. It's with Flysmith's white. It's basically invisible. I wanted to make a longer body, but I don't know, something about like surf candies and the poppers. Too much uncertainty keeps me from like how long the body should be versus tail. Dave Hise did a really salt friendly looking pike fly or musky fly. Caught the tail end of it. It's kind of what has got me back on wanting to get better at flash. That and, you know, throwing my flies in the water and not being able to see them. Which right now I want to be able to see them so I can see how they move and learn how to present them to begin with. Oh, it's like a beautiful flare. Inch epoxy 2 inch. Oh, right on. Here. I got me a new notebook. I lost my own. That's good. Specifications. Appreciate it, Hunter. Inch body to 1 part body to 2 parts tail. Righteous. Nice. Yeah, I need to get a few of those, man. Snooker. Gorgeous. Do y'all get snook in Texas? I believe they're on the West Coast. I had to turn the hose off. The plants are looking alright, but really stoked in starting to find some more. Wondering kind of do like a shuttlecock, or what are those birdie things called? Hit this a little bit on its side. My mom is diabetic, and every time I go to the store, she always asks me for a sweet treat. I'm still laughing because the other day, she's never had it, you know, everybody on planet Earth has different tastes, so no judging. But I got her ice cream, it was corn ice cream. She says she tried really hard to like it, but she just couldn't get it. She just like, what the is that corn? There was so much corn in it. There was an extreme amount of corn. It was soft pour corn, if you will. Got that in there. Excuse me. Whoops. Sentient feather strikes again. Mm-mm. Okay, 1 second. Then I can sort of think again. Let me put some glue in here. Then I'll add 2 more going down. Check this real quick. Uh-oh. One second. Ooh, that moves a little bit, I think. Maybe not. Oh, shoot, I should have added some flash in the center to dance around. Let me add those 2 feathers real quick. Clam chowder ice cream. Yeah, you probably could have added it to. That probably would have been a quick, good addition to some farm chowder, honestly, with the sugar, a little savory, sweet. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Sorry for the dead air. Hmm. Kinda wanted it down further, but kinda like how it is. Oh. 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 Yeah, let me see this picture real quick. Oh. Let me just get. Let me get some glue in there. Hey, Kimberly. Much appreciated. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Hey, much appreciated, Tony. I hope your night's going well. Also, artificial sweetener does taste awful. Like aspartame, metallic. Oh no. Oh, yeah, probably. Hmm. Hmm. Well, this was probably gonna be kicking it here tonight. Let's see. For flash. See, what I wish I can do is essentially make a skirt with this around this portion and then add a head. But I haven't really thought of a good way to do that. Like, I was thinking of maybe trying to make an EP brush of sorts with this. But like tying it in and folding it, I never can get it quite how I'd like. Trying to think. I was thinking like a doubling loop, but I can't get the fibers to stay. Even try to split one. Maybe I'll just cut them shorter. Hmm. It looks a little ratty with the which is probably gonna be more on the ideal end. But I just wanna try. Crap. 1 second, I'm gonna put some dubbing there. So maybe that'll help it stick out even more. Excuse my nervous breathing. Excuse. We stand now. Gonna try to smear this like butter. Oh, nope. I get this a little more broken up. Oh, slowly getting around there. I could probably use the help of a straw, which I got a little channel in it for the thread in case I had to push back on it. I mean, I'm not too disappointed in it, honestly. I think it's working out better than I thought it would. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Mustn't waste. You know, I think I'm gonna leave it. It's exactly what I wanted, basically. Zoom in on it. Zoom in on in there. I think that is gonna prove to be pretty useful. A little short skirt of flash. This flash was came in Amazon. You know, has every color. The neon ones, nice, thick, rigid, but the holographic one's super thin. And sometimes I go a little overboard, and I haven't found that medium yet. Of like, I want to have some overly flashed flies and lures, to be honest. However, sometimes it gets a little too matted, and then when it gets wet, it's a horrible mess. However, that ensures doesn't. Like, this is just some crystal flash. Let's see, it's kind of roped in on itself. This is some older flash I got in an eBay lot, but it does kind of cord in on itself. And that could be me. That could be a tying error. I really like this. Oh, it's got these. I gauged my ears when I was younger. You could tell a little bit. I got lucky though. My friend went to 3/4 of an inch. Not so lucky. Well, luck has nothing to do with it. You know, teach their own. But our Kea Smith. I wish I had a picture of the necklace that I made for JR, but I don't. I made it last minute because I wanted to get some beads, but the beads that I ordered, they're probably going to be in the mail tomorrow. I missed the, shipping for before Christmas. However, recently got into finding like gemstones at thrift stores, like gemstone jewelry, and like for instance, found an angel skin coral necklace for $2.99. Same necklace is like $65 on eBay. But I do like making jewelry and gifts for people. I can't bring myself to go to a jewelry store. The quality is crap. Alright, so I'd rather go and find some pieces from thrift stores and utilize some better quality beads. Man. Alright, so let me zoom out for a second. Hello. Figure out the rest of it. I was thinking of just using this. Not that. This. This is Senya's. I haven't used these yet either. These freaking Gucci EP brushes. Man, I haven't even pulled it out of the package yet. I should. So, these I got for a buddy who is just like, total character, honestly. Known him for a long time. And I think he just had like twins. But, what, like, like people that like do it all, but, things you would never expect, like, I don't know, like, catches snakes, but is a hairstylist at the same time. And it's like, I don't know, somebody that you just wish had a channel. And like the most, like postcard family. It's amazing. And, long story short, wanted these EP baby brush bottle brushes. So I want to make a few with them, but I really wanted to get some of those EP brushes to begin with. I wanted to make them, however, every single time just the stuff gets so bunched together. Like, look how nice the spacing is. I can't do that. Can't do that even a little bit. But, wow, those are nice. So, I'm not going to use this now. I mean, I could. But it doesn't look so bad. Oh. When I was doing using the Marabou for pop of color, I'm going to use that from now on. The Marabou gets too matted into it. Into the craft fur. Which, I'm gonna put these in their own bags. I don't need to put this to use. So, for the head, don't have too much of a plan. Purple and yellow, because it's complementary colors. Something different. Or maybe white belly and green head with like a red throat. I'll use something else for the throat. I might still add some bucktail. Maybe like a hump of it. Okay. So wait, zoom in on in here. Sorry, I'm sweating. This is, I don't know why, but this is I don't know, rendered me speechless. I'm a very easy to please individual, but I don't know why I've never just tried to make a little short skirt with this stuff. I want to do like a game changer now with just like that. This specifically, I tried to find brushes of this and I can't find any. And I also can't find like estas with this material. Holographic estas, which there are quite a number. However, you know, trying to find something that is in your mind in the real world, like nowadays, is usually quite easy. Pretty much any, like, I don't know, weird texture you can think of, there is a fly tying material that is designed specifically for that movement, for that texture. It's incredible. These are, yeah, for fishing. And this one is some just hackle feathers. I take forever to tie a fly, so I do apologize. If you are looking to see like flies being tied not in slow motion, I would steer you to the Flysmith. He's live all the time. He also creates incredible materials as well as these scissors. There's quite a few things I want to pick up on the shop. They got some CDC in, which I need to remember to pack some mosquitoes because I do have my fly rod. It's just the $40 one on Amazon. Thing is tits. It is the best time. I tell you what, best 40 bucks ever spent. There is a saltwater like cheapo rig on Amazon for 100, but man, I was looking at a behemoth because I really just want an 8 weight, 6 or 8 weight, because I'm salty. You know, oh man, I'm sorry. For some reason, this like small skirt is unlocking some shite in my mind that I've just been putting off for a long time, you know? But I truly do find a lot of legit tranquility in fly tying, so even when out wandering, I let everything be inspiration for fly tying. Same thing with when I used to make jewelry. But you see a beautiful flower, you can tie that. The colors I get hung up with a lot. Tie the sunset. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna. And the crafter will help push that down a little bit, which just gonna tie it like and push it back. Now I might as well add some eyes. Hey Traveler, Merry Christmas, banana. Hope your night is golden as always. Got a little belly, just ate some scrimp. Maybe I should add some to the bottom. I was gonna do kind of light eyes so it doesn't sink too fast. I'm really stoked on this part. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I always do anyway. So the little screwed up holographic, I'm just so stoked on. I feel like I'm gonna be adding that a lot, because in my mind it's gonna be like twitchy and like really produce a lot of movement. I need some more flash that isn't so thin, more rigid or thicker, if you will, so it doesn't get too matted. I really need to make some flash bombs. The trigger happy fish here, I don't like I guess skirts. I'm not too sure how best to get like a even skirt with the material. It would be, but anyways, I'm not even like hardly coherent. I have a bad habit of blasting my eardrums before I hit live too, and it takes my mind so long to catch up with itself. I do the absolute worst job at preparing to talk out loud. No, let's see. I saw your volcano, holy trucks. Traveler, I was, my mind was blown. So, Traveler, what, do you put something in the center of yours? I apologize if, excuse me, if I missed the comment. Visha, I'm hoping Snook, honestly. This hook might be a little small for, but maybe not. I still gotta get this shelf out of here. Oh, alright, so yeah, I'm gonna add some buttons to the belly. Maybe I will add pink. Maybe I will add pink to the belly. I have this like quaint pink. Yeah. Why add water when you could add orange juice? My uncle is missing. He was at I guess a place, a facility of sorts, and he walked out and has not been seen since. And kind of been expecting him to show up here, but I haven't heard anything. But maybe Christmas, like, oh, kind of triggered something internal. don't mind that the bottom sticks out more. Hey, right on, man. I appreciate that, Traveler. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas indeed. Yeah, it was a quiet one this year in my parts, but no complaints. First one where just my mom and I, which is pretty wild. I had the standard American family growing up, but due to big pharma, they dropped like flies. Don't take Zantac. Listen to the commercials. I laugh or else I'd cry. So I'm gonna put the white on the bottom, get that yellow on top. I'm not gonna add eyes actually, but maybe I should add a little bit more bucktail to the top. No. Without testing, like, confidence is really hard to come by, and with placements, I really would like things to swim nice and alert. However, you know, some fish are looking for a weak or injured fish, perhaps one swimming on its side. Our real glitter boy, man, I appreciate that. Sometimes it's a little difficult to see. Yes, and kind of know what's what, I guess. The volcano. Traveler Flies streamed it, so if you go to his channel, you'll see like wicked footage of a volcano having its release. So when you labeled it episode, was that like your stream as an episode, or do they refer to it as an episode when they're having a eruption? When they're having eruptions. I saw one. Yeah. This and that. Maybe just a hair. Just a hair of hair. Little tail. God, I miss 24-hour Walmart. I've been on a gold kick, y'all. Like, you know, some places have markdown gold. Like, for instance, I don't really buy new clothes. I'm starting to get out of that, like, wanting more presentable, to be more presentable and, like, not worry about clothes falling apart, so I don't wear that much vintage anymore. But mainly because also I live in Florida, the stuff kind of gets a little dry rotted, which is not good for the structural integrity of clothing. That's anyways. So I try not to look because in my mind I'm like, $20 for a shirt. I could freaking fill a bag with clothes and have, you know, but I don't really want clothes like that anymore. I used to sell vintage clothes, so I'm trying to work on a capsule wardrobe. Minimal. It's very difficult for someone like me, but anyways, again, I made the mistake of walking around the jewelry display, which I already had some decent gold prices, like a pair of gold earrings, $70. Online, same earrings, like 110. Long story short, they also mark it down. And, oh, yeah. So, gold is just one of those things that, like, jewelry always has resale value. And I used to make jewelry, so I have a ton of it. However, jewelry supply wire, nothing lasts. It all corrodes, it gets tarnished. And I pretty much am like minimalist a little bit in jewelry. I pretty much wear the same necklace every day. So I try to make sure. And now I got a nice little cluster going. This is some angel skin coral from my grandma's jewelry box. It's just a broken chain, or a broken piece. And this is a gold safety pin. So I'm able to just add whatever beads I wanted to that day. And this is that infamous necklace. Really good reminder to check scrap jewelry bins or broken jewelry lots on eBay. And I forget how it's marked, but it's not marked 24K, it's marked something else. When I added the pearl and bent it, I was like, oh, that's gold. It's so soft, but yeah, never tarnish. And you could find the stuff really affordable. It's not impossible yet. And if you have a TJ Maxx near you, check the jewelry section. You might be pretty dang shocked. Oh boy. Same thing with Walmart. Walmart's got some dang good gold prices. I was getting to a point though I was looking on DoorDash for gold on delivery, but I just never really seen like gold on sale before, I guess, and gold also not an absurd asking price. Trying to get this stuff just separated and a little taper on both ends. Then we'll tie it in the center and fold her back. But shoot, I meant to start with the belly. I was gonna add a throat to this, but or gills. And real quick, I'm gonna add some crystal flash, I think. Well, no. Yeah, I might. Hold on. wish I added it sooner. I do have a plan though for things that, well, there's a few ideas I wanted to give a go. I wanted to see how like resin on tails, like beads of resin cured on tails with, for like weight. Because I might be able to use that on a feather for the shrimp, like how they scurry away. Sometimes stuff is hard to pinch into a nice amount. Without being a little too thick and crowding the gap. Yeah, some troubling news is like, I don't know how to say it, but well, long story short, Stuart's life is like being ruined, y'all. Now, I don't engage in like that. I really try to stay away from like drama, if you will, but I don't know if bullying in the fly tying community has ever been addressed. Now, this has been going on for a year that I know of, because Stuart popped up in my stream quite early on. Never had any issues. However, genuinely kind of taken back by, I guess, the treatment and all that. And I asked them, like, well, anyway, they said nobody's even asked him, like, for his side, for proof, God forbid. And long story short, like, seems to just be online, like, just good old internet harassment. But it's led to some pretty off-putting and horrific things for him. Multiple accounts, like, he had to pretty much walk away from due to harassment. And been with the same woman for 8 years. It's just a gut wrencher. And to see someone not be heard out, like, in the least bit, was just, like, wild. And like I said, I'm not really sure anything about any specifics, but kind of wondered what happened. I just couldn't believe I was hearing that a tire was bullied from, you know, the corner of the world in which she belonged. What the hell? I might choose a different green. Yeah. So, yeah, hope all is golden and not being bullied off the internet. But I'm so jaded here because, like, you're so used to, you know, any person that the other person doesn't like is labeled a P word or an, oh, I guess there's multiple N words. You know, I mean, I guess I haven't heard someone called Nazi in a while, but I guess I haven't really been watching the news. There are plenty of bulls. Yeah. Oh man, I was wondering what happened to him, but to hear all that, because, like, it's bled into real life for him. But all I can do is have a open ear. And feel bad. All I can do is feel bad. So. But more than happy to, like, Colorado, right on. And just like that, Linda Ronstadt is stuck in my head.
Hey,
Oh.
how's it going? Oh, you're Jay. Oh, you have your new dress on.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Comfortable?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Y'all can't see me blush. Righteous. Oop. Oop. Is it too late to call? Forgot the lyrics, but it's stuck in my head. I like this stuff. It keeps it from being too needly looking while I still figure out how to get a bulkier head. This stuff has been a dream, really. Senyo's laser yarn. One of the key dreamy aspects of it is it's really easy to get and it's really super affordable. Comes in a 6-pack of colors, I believe. And I got a little stash. A little goes an extremely long way. And the eyes will be on the side. Good night. Stream.
Oh, okay. You look beautiful, honey. Was Juan on his way?
No.
Huh?
No.
Is Juan on his way?
Colorado. I can't sing. I wanna come home. Do, 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 do. The song is Colorado by Linda Ronstadt. My mom won't let me play Blue Bayou anymore. I don't know why I do that. It's so difficult habit to break. Heavy breathing. And some eyes. Not sure what color eyes yet. Walleye. Lawless dragon rages. Bass, salmon, catfish. Oh my. And right on, Lawless. What part are you? What part are you in? So, this pretty much just trying to get better at these fanned out tails. And I'd gotten some off eBay where they put a nice tuft of calf tail in the center. And so I wanted to give that a go. Did that with the popper. But as you can see, not too fanned out. And this one, I finally remembered to try a little skirt of holographic. Most of the holographic material I have right now is just it gets a little too matted. I wanted to keep a thick kind of bait fish head shape. So let me get some eyes. I always put red. Maybe just some big gray ones. Yeah, I'll do that. Brown eyes. Yeah, I was at the last minute found these kind of yellowish silver. Those amber eyes are quite nice too. I'm gonna put big old eyes on it. Oh, decent size. Let us see, where is everybody? Let me turn my fan on to open a window. One more time. Okay, so close. Why did they add a handle? Oh my gosh. Alright. Almost there. Shove a box in there. Okay. Oh, the window's broken, right? Get some goggles on. Thank you, JR. Those letters. Ooh, that's all pretty. And it's all yellow. I do want to see sepia. I don't have a mask, but and I know this is going under the eye, but I don't really have ideal glue right now, so I just do this and then hit it with the light and then kind of seal it in with the UV resin. Other side. And this is UV Crafts resin. Oops. Oops. Okay. Now, add a nice dome of it. Yeah. And then the bottom, a little bit more on top. My handshakes always like that. Ah! Whoops. It's okay. Happy accident. Nice shape on the head there. Righteous. Add a little bit more to the top. I do like doing the eyes and heads during the daytime. Nothing beats just throwing them on a foam block in the sun. I do have a nail light thing. I haven't set up a spot for it yet though. Not a lot of flash in this one, which is like the opposite of my mission today. The exact opposite. However, learned a lot here, which I needed to sit down and do so. Welcome to the world, little buddy. So that skirt, really nice. Next time, I'm going to add some flash in the center, maybe some thicker, how do you say that? The holographic stuff, with the holographic Flashaboo. Patty? Pistachio flavored. Much appreciated, Juan. Sienna French, this is a size, pull out, size 2, which, honestly, kind of wish I, chose a bigger hook, but kind of just also grabbed one. Grabbed the closest box to me, but I don't know why that took so long. Hour and 24 minutes, or 124 minutes. Let's see. Well, shoot, y'all. I think I'm going to take a walk or something. I don't know. Maybe organize my desk and continue tying. Nice night for it. Hope y'all's night is golden. Mine sure is. There's a few things I want to try. I meant to thinking of a way to make like keeled flies. I saw some hooks that had the lead on, like, say like a worm hook, and the lead was in kind of the widest point of the hook circle. Probably not the verbiage there, but yeah, adding weight to that to make like a keeled hook I think would be nice. And weedless, and use a thick back of bucktail. I really wish I didn't lose that notebook though. It's quite alright, but dang. You know, you mourn things like that. Anyways, if anybody has any pattern recommendations, I'm in Southeast Florida, Palm Beach County, and shop recommendations. I need to brush my hair. Running pretty dang good. I am getting some tying in, so real good. The chartreuse blended nicely with that. The chartreuse is like more on the pale yellow side. I'm not sure if this was their chartreuse. The colors aren't labeled, but pretty nice. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna drink some coffee, and I really want to retie this with the flash. And I want to add flash on the inside, but also some crystal flash on the outside. It feels so incomplete without crystal flash. It's so scaly. Like, this is shite, but this is the first attempt at deer hair. But just a few like little strands of crystal flash, like when this is wet, it is so scaly. Like, it's wild how those three materials together make like scaly fish texture. The marabou, it just sucks into everything, and kind of sleeks it into those feathers, and it looks straight fish. One of my favorite parts of the, like especially the saltwater fish, is like the rainbow packed scales on them, and some of the most beautiful like visuals, like opal on some of the bait fish. And it's just wild that dry versus wet are totally different creatures. And it blows my mind. It's like mixing paint or something too. And when I first started like trying to add more colors and stuff, it became really exciting to put it under the sink to see what it looks like wet and how all the feathers and stuff blend together. Because marabou wet and it blends together is like paint. It incredible. The fly smith tied a salmon fly that was pretty much, I think it was just marabou, and it was purple, orange, and red. Now that thing wet, holy trucks. The beauty is indescribable. But man, Ronan, I appreciate that. 6, 7. I mean, do you think I have shame? But anyways, so I do also, oh yeah, before I forget, these, yeah, I want to make a weighted treble hook, like a grappling hook for fish. I know they have them too. That's perfect. Because then you can just keep that on your person, keep that in your bag attached with some Dacron or something. And I got some Dacron. And just whip it at them and hope that it sticks onto them. They're decimating, y'all. Gotta get decimated back a little bit. And I need fertilizer. Fertilizer's expensive, especially fish emulsion. About $20 a gallon, and that was during lockdown, so I'm not sure if that went up or what. I can imagine it probably did, but yeah, it's not cheap. However, it is very easy to make. You could just add some fish to a barrel, cut off its air supply, and wait a while, and it doesn't stink, surprisingly. Anyways, I need to trim its little chin, but all good for now. I'm gonna drag it in some water to see how that tail moves. Anyways, love y'all. I hope you have a beautiful evening if I don't make it back on. But I got me some energy, so I'm either gonna hop back on to tie some more of these with the splice tail, or do some doodling, which I've been doing pretty much all day. But I started erasing everything that I drew in my sketchbook. I'm gonna just try to color over it with colored pencils. I've slowly started getting like a grasp on the like how heavy to use them, like, which is not at all, because you could blend infinite color with them. I just I don't know, instant gratification with doodling, I guess, and coloring in, but just starting to enjoy the process of colored pencils like a lot. I might order the Posca. I don't know if anybody knows Posca brand, but they make those paint pens or the acrylic markers. Super expensive. I never got into them because they're super expensive. and I just imagine by the time I gained the confidence to use them, they'd be dried out. But long story short, they have colored pencils in Japan, but never seen them here, and finally did, but only saw like a 24 pack or something. We don't have the 72 packs, but there's 48 packs on Amazon now, so I might get one. Super vibrant, so even if you're like doodle your flies first or like color them in to remember color combinations, I can imagine this would be pretty good for that. Super vibrant colors, and you don't have to use too much pressure. Yeah, Adnab. I could watch people using the markers all day though. The flow and the vibrancy and the coverage. It's just, it looks like a good product. Like, there's quite a few. I finally got the gouache, the Hime gouache set, which I haven't used yet, but you know, I finally packed it. Because, you know, I'm still unpacking. I moved twice in the last year and just been so slow about it. But I finally now have, I'm convinced now I'm gonna draw more than just a few scribbles. I never really finish anything, and then it ends up in a pile of doodles because I didn't like get no lessons or anything. I can't draw. I just enjoy drawing, if that makes sense. You know, I do a lot of stuff that I can't do for shape, but just enjoy it enough. But that's one of them. I really like the sound of the pen on paper or pencil on paper, and just the repetition, and it's like the easiest brain to hand integration. One thing, if you ever wanted to doodle and just didn't know where to start, other than just doing like random shapes or what have you, neurographic art, it got big for a while, especially during lockdowns. However, it's one of those things I feel like should be just an average pastime. Like, everyone should have a doodle pad. Like, it organizes thoughts, you know. Important. But the neurographic doodles, you start with a scribble and you round out the edges, and in doing so, like, you end up zoning out completely because your automatic mechanics take over, and you're really able to think a little clearly, or a little clearer, and kind of zone out into your own mind, which with so many distractions, I think it's a really good one, even for those who aren't art-minded or like crafty-minded in the least. I'm coming to terms with the shoddy flash job. So yeah, I tried to do one of those skirts with the long dubbing. It just is a little ratty. But that's like, you know, that's just me at that point. The fish is going to be triggered by the action and flash and all that. And that's where my focus should be. But I guess, I mean, that is flash. Anyway, love y'all. Have a beautiful evening. And hey, there goes my light. Alright. I hope y'all have a beautiful. Hey, Adonis. Merry Christmas. And Wally, Merry Christmas. I want to see. Man in jail till May. Not that I'm aware of. Tie your hair in a ponytail. I got some Dumbo ears, y'all. I love fishing hook too. I took a picture the other day, but it's on this phone. Earrings at the thrift store, but the card that they were on just said fishing hook. Anywho, I love y'all. Happy trails. And like I said, never hesitate if there's any patterns or anything. And yeah, I gotta get you around. Please send where to ship too. Just, you know, a brain like Swiss, a fine Swiss. but Swiss nonetheless. Anyway, happy trails.